Yeah. That's basically it.
From being in jail, I mean, jail's not great, but it's not that bad either.
It can actually.
I mean, I don't know what your experience is, but
It's long, isn't it?
right. It's long. It's kind of boring, but it's not
Terrifying.
It's not terrifying.
It's basically a waiting game.
Right.
Yeah. And it can be really empowering, like if you're with a bunch of other people that have been arrested, like it can be a really positive experience. I mean, it still sucks, like it's still, they intentionally make it a negative experience for you, but it can be okay, I guess. Sure. And it's true, like most of the other people you see there are like not threatening at all. Like they're pretty interesting folks to talk to usually. Any other questions on that one?
Just do more and then.
Which kind of pitch? You have two.
Oh, is it like 2 people at the same time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can start here.
So Paul and Brian have both been arrested,
I'm B, by the way.
and they're both in jail. They were arrested at a banner hang, and they were immediately arrested and placed in separate police cars and taken to separate interrogation rooms. It's now 12 hours later, and they haven't had anything to eat, drink, or a chance to use the bathroom. Is it me? Am I doing this one?
Yeah.
So, I know that you were at the banner hang. I just need to ask you a few questions about... Alright, I'll be back. So, the cats, you know... Alright, I'll be back. So, your friend in there just told me that you were involved in the planning for this banner hang. Can you tell me a little more about that? What happened?
No fucking way. No, it was not. It was his idea, not my idea.
Oh, it was his idea. So what did he do?
I don't want to say anything else.
I'll be back. So your friend in there told me that it was your idea. The whole thing was your idea.
That was actually his art supplies. It was his idea.
Oh, it was his art
Yeah.
supplies. But you made the banner? Is that right?
That's obviously that's his idea. It's his art supplies.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So your friend told me everything. He told me all about the art supplies. He told me all about the materials that you gathered. So let's just talk about.
Well, I didn't gather any materials.
Okay?
I didn't gather any materials. It was not my idea. I was just going along. He bought everything. He fucking planned this out. He drove there. It was all his idea. I had nothing. I was just along for the ride. That's it.
So your friend told me what really happened, okay? I know that it was you, and I know that it was your idea. You drove there and everything.
No, it's
So
all him. He drove there, did everything. It was his idea. I didn't do nothing. I was just, it's all him. Shit. Fucked up.
Yeah.
So what happened? Did you guys notice?
We just got scared and started switching and shit.
So this is called snitch, counter snitch, and it works because you're scared and because you don't entirely trust the people you're with. And like initially you gave information to the police that didn't seem important, it seemed rather innocuous. And then there's this belief that like talking can get you out of trouble, like, oh, I can talk my way out, and I can figure something out. Again, cops will lie about sign confessions and make up incidents, make up charges, and say, oh, you're going to, federal felony charges, you're going to go to prison for 10 years. Again, cops can only recommend charges. It's up to the DA to actually make the charges against you. And most of the time, those get thrown out. Like a lot of them get thrown out and kicked down to lower amounts. You will never be better off giving cops information, no question about it. Again, if you're going to do something with your friends that it may be illegal, or may put you at risk of being arrested, confirm with your friends ahead of time that they will remain silent no matter what. Make sure they go to one of these classes, or at least like sit them down ahead of time and kind of explain some of this stuff to them. And know what your risks are ahead of time, so when the cops do talk to you, it'll be less scary. Any questions about that? Those are kind of, those 3 interrogation techniques are probably the most common that you'll see.
Is there anything that you can say besides like magic words? Like they can't get in trouble for anything that they're doing, like at all.
If they start beating you in an interrogation room, they'll get in trouble for that, but beyond that, not much. Again, just say nothing with the magic words, like that's your best policy. So, in one of those situations.
And don't believe them.
Yeah. Don't believe anything they say. I think that's all we have for this evening.
So, shit you guys have.
Yeah, this is from Midnight Special Collective. I think it's midnightspecial.net. And they have all sorts of different materials that you can download. We also have handouts for you guys.
About the suspended charge from the miraculous, we had updates on that. Is that can I actually put that before?
So the deal with the suspended charge is that they have up to a year to charge you with something. Those
Okay.
charges have been recommended.
Okay.
Anytime within that year, they can decide to prosecute that charge. Yeah, you can. Yes, so suspended charge, you can charge you anytime within that first year. The fact that the DA has chosen not to charge you at this point, like if they decide to charge you, 3 months from now because you did something else, remember that those things are unrelated, right? And the courts are unrelated. And the DA is going to have a very difficult time explaining to a jury why it took them 6 or 8 months to finally decide to prosecute that charge.
But then if they brought it up against one person, would they have to bring it up against the other 50?
Not necessarily. And again, that's something else that can be used against them. The fact that they're selectively deciding to charge people that were involved in the same thing. So it's something that's used to intimidate and threaten you, and realize that's what it's used for. But at this point in the game, it's not a completely empty threat, but it's a relatively empty threat. And again, if you're involved in anything politically, we will find free legal help for you. And make sure other people know that too. Because I think that scares people, like, oh, if I get arrested, what's going to happen? Again, I have to pay for attorneys.
Yeah.
And we'll find free legal help. We have the resources for that.